Have you ever thought about when you catch out of the corner of your eye, you see movement and you see a relative that's passed over, or even clearly you just get this vision of a spirit just looking at you and they're dressed in a clothing, or you have a dream about someone who's passed and they look like a certain age. So let's say somebody lived till they were 74 years of age. How do they show themselves to you? Like, do they show themselves at what they look like just before they passed? Do they show themselves to you what they look like when you were a child yourself? Do they show themselves to you when they were 10 years old and you didn't know them then because you weren't even born? So why do you think, because you imagine how many looks a person's had if they were 74 years, how many different ways that they could look. So why do they pick a certain way to appear to you? Because that's what's familiar to you. It's the same as if you hear anybody say that they have seen Jesus or had a dream about Jesus or had some kind of vision when they've been under anesthesia, they all explain that he looks the same. He has a robe, he has a beard, and he has beautiful eyes. They all say the same thing because that's what's familiar to them. If he just showed up as a ball of energy, the human part of the self wouldn't know who that was. It's the same as your relatives or friends that suddenly appear. If you catch them out of the corner of your eye or you have a dream about them, they will appear as it's going to be familiar to you. Because if they just showed up as a ball of energy, your human self won't know who it is. You could feel like you know who it is. But when we've passed over and we're out of the body and the brain has died and we're just that higher consciousness, we know who everybody is. We know other souls. We know what they represent. They don't have to show us as they were at a certain... It's like when I went through my near-death experience, there was a whole group of souls there that I knew who they were. None of them were dressed. None of them looked like I remember them on earth, but I knew what the impact was in my life. I knew how they fit into my life and what role they played in my life. But none of them looked like they do because I was actually a soul myself. I was a soul looking at souls. But when I'm in my human self, when my soul is back inside my human self and I'm having a dream or I'm having a vision, they will appear to me in a way that my human brain can comprehend.